Hello everybody. Okay, so my story time for today, I figured that since last week I did a story time on paranormal, the first experience that I had when we moved, and I said that I didn't know if the other one, the very first one that I thought might have been a paranormal experience, was when I was 4. So I figured I would tell you about that one today. So when I was 4 years old, we lived in the city, and the way that our house was built, it was a 2-story, but the way it was built, we had me and my sister's room, and then there was the living room, and then off to the right was my oldest brother's room, and then you had the dining room, and then you had this little hallway, and you had my parents' room, which was at the other end. And when I was little, I would always wake up in the middle of the night and I would go to my parents' room. And this one particular night, I woke up and I was walking through the living room, and my 2 oldest brothers were laying on the floor sleeping, and I seen this guy I never seen before sleeping in between them. And this guy, he had this really long skinny face and this long chin, and he had dark hair, and his eyes were closed, and because obviously I said they were sleeping. And I remember stopping and staring at him for a second because I didn't recognize him, but he looked almost like scary in a way. And I just thought, okay, well, maybe my brother had a friend over. No big deal. So then I went on to my parents' room and lay down. And the next morning, when everybody was getting up, I seen my brother, oldest brother, come out of his room, and there was nobody with him. And there were no blankets or anything on the floor where they were sleeping when I came through. So I thought, well, maybe his friend left. I didn't know. So I asked my mom, and I said, did he have any friends over last night? And she said, who? And I said, my brother. And she said, he better not have. And she goes, why? I said, I saw a man laying in between, him and my other brother. I said, I never seen him before. And at this point, my parents were kind of mad because my oldest brother wasn't supposed to have anybody over because he was grounded and in trouble for something. I don't know what it was. And they called him out of his room, and they said, did you have somebody over here last night? And he said, no. He said, well, she said she seen somebody laying on the floor last night when she came through the living room. And I described to him what he looked like. He said, I don't even have any friends that even come close to even looking like that. He said, I don't know, maybe she had a dream. I said, it wasn't a dream. There was somebody. He said, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. And I still to this day remember, as though it was yesterday, this man. And we lived there. At that point, I was 4, and we lived there for an additional 4 years. And I never seen him before, and I never seen that guy again. So I don't know if my brother was lying to try to keep himself from getting in trouble, or if it was a ghost that I saw. But I remember it, like I said, like it was yesterday. And there was some man that I'd never seen before laying on the floor in between both of my brothers. And now, the reason I say I'm not sure if it was paranormal or not is because even though he swears up and down he didn't know what I was talking about, and even though I've never seen this guy before or ever again, I don't recall me or anybody ever having a paranormal experience in that house. So, and I've never heard of just one paranormal thing happening in a house and not happening again. So that's why I'm not sure if it was paranormal or if he was just lying. And I mean, you know, yes, my brother would lie to keep himself out of trouble, but the way he was so convincing, and he swore up and down that he didn't have anybody over, made me think as I got older, well, maybe he was telling the truth. Maybe he really didn't know anything about it, and maybe it was a paranormal thing. But I know to this day, it's something I'll never know. I haven't talked to him to ask him if he remembers that, and I'm sure he probably doesn't, because if his mind is anything, his memory, if it's anything like mine, it's just shot and gone. But yeah, I mean, to this day, I always wonder, and I don't think I'll ever know for sure. But that's my video for today, and I will see you all next week. Bye.